Hey everyone, Spirited dropped from the back of a taxi, and I'm coming back home after a morning in the recording studio, and we did our 13th and final episode of the current season of my podcast, The Modern Crone, speaking with a brilliant woman in New Orleans who about 7 years ago was exposed to unknowingly to carbon monoxide poisoning, and suffered basically a shutdown and brain damage from that, and has recovered fully, which is amazing story. But so we were sort of like high-fiving and celebrating that we've done 13 episodes. We're only releasing episode 5 this weekend, and we release them fortnightly, so you can catch up on the season, which is themed resurrection. So these are stories with everyday people who've been through some massive event in their life, whether it be cancer diagnosis, chronic illness, accident, heartbreak. We've got a tsunami in there. We've got betrayal, and suicidal ideation, and then how they resurrected, and first of all, it's just so utterly inspiring to talk to all these different people from all different walks of life, and it's given us, we were talking about it after we finished recording today, that it's certainly given me a much greater, much deeper appreciation for the blessings in my life, number one. Amazing and beautiful. So much admiration for the courage and the resilience of the human spirit, and for the humility and bravery of these people that we're talking to, who are representative, of course, of many, many, many other people that are quietly going through their dark night of the soul and their personal resurrections. And then, of course, the reason why I love theming seasons is between each of the chats you start to see some commonality, and I find this fascinating. So, all these different people, 13 different stories, but there was some commonality. So, a main one being the power of choosing life and fighting for it. So something happens when you make that choice, that powerful inner choice. I choose to live. I choose to be well. I choose to find higher ground. And then all of them report at the point of making that choice, they observed the forces of the universe sort of coalescing around that choice and enabling that choice to happen. So there's something around heart and spirit-led choice cutting a new trajectory of possibility. I'll put it that way. Very cool. And that's very common in all the stories. And then another one is this acceptance that there is some kind of guidance around our life, and not everyone that I spoke to necessarily was spiritual. We've got our very first episode, Sasha, is a scientist, and by his own admission just didn't believe in anything outside of what couldn't be proven, scientifically, and yet everyone, and then there is obviously some spiritual people on the podcast as well, but everyone could look back on their difficult, most challenging moments in their life, and could recognise that events played out that had an intelligence to them. They feel that they have guidance. They feel that there's a greater purpose in their life, and that they should trust it and follow it. And then a lot of other people too talk about having been through the challenge, whatever that is, they discover new skills, new sensory perception opens up, a new passion rises in their heart, which then changes the trajectory of their life. So there's something as well around being forged by challenge. So super beautiful themes. There's so many more, and then all of the stories are very individual as well. So very grateful to our guests for this season, and I hope you really enjoy listening to their stories. And if you are stirred, please subscribe, rate and review. It only takes a moment, but because we're such a little niche podcast, it's the subscribes, rates and reviews which affects our ranking, which helps our reach. So don't forget to do that. If you hear one of the episodes or all of them and you just love them, just take a moment, just click and rate and review. Okay, guys, thanks. I'll leave that with you. All right, bye.